welcome to the Best Of. I am your host, Ricky Tucker. On the Best Of, we cover the best in the areas of business, entertainment, sports, and the community. And this week, we will be talking about baseball, baseball, baseball. We're fortunate enough to have in our studios today not just one, but two awesome men who are making a difference in the lives of young people, both on the baseball field as well as off the baseball field. First of all, we have Coach Darren Schoenrock, who's the head baseball coach for the University of Memphis. Thank you very much for joining us today, Coach. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for having me, Ricky.
Oh, it's certainly a pleasure. And next we have Mr. Stanley Stubbs, who's the head baseball coach at Lemoyne-Owen. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you.
You know, around our household, I have this saying that I don't know what I did to deserve this. And I'll have to say here in the studio, I don't know what I did to deserve having the honor of both of you gentlemen being with us today. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
It's really an honor, and we look forward to it.
Well, we are looking forward to sharing some information with the people in the listening and viewing audience that hopefully will change the lives of some of the parents and maybe athletes as well. So ladies and gentlemen out there, if you will, make sure that you sit tight and listen to some of the things that will be shared, because quite honestly, we'll make a difference with the young people in your lives that are either athletes and off the baseball court, baseball diamond as well. So with that, let's talk a little bit about baseball. We'll start. You're nearest here to me, so we'll talk about Coach Stubbs. Coach Stubbs, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, I'm a native of Boonville, Mississippi. Been coaching college baseball since 1994. I started out at Jackson State University as an assistant baseball coach under the legendary Coach Robert Bob Brady Sr. And he gave me an opportunity to come in and coach baseball and learn the game from one of the best. And I'm just so blessed to be where I am today. And I wouldn't be where I am without him giving me an opportunity. So I'm grateful for that.
Awesome. And the same with you. Just so that you'll know, ladies and gentlemen, this is Coach Rock. So we will formally and officially continue that name. I understand you've had that nickname since college or so, huh?
Yeah, since way back when. I actually grew up over in the Middle Tennessee area in Lincoln County, and went to Tennessee Tech University and played, and that's when it became Rock, and was a football and a baseball player in high school, and had the opportunity to continue playing baseball at Tennessee Tech, and coached at a number of universities since then. Started out as a graduate assistant immediately after my college playing days were over with, and so I got my foot into the door of college baseball, and I've been there ever since. So very blessed. You know, as Stanley said, the opportunity that David Mays gave me to play under him and then be a graduate assistant under him in the spring of 1985 was my first year to coach, and several stops later, Tennessee Tech, Murray State, Lincoln Memorial, Birmingham Southern, University of Kentucky, University of Georgia, Mississippi State, to Memphis. And wow. Memphis is now home now, and our family loves it here.
So you know just a little bit about baseball.
A little bit about baseball. My wife knows a whole lot about moving.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Houses. But after 8 years now, we're ingrained into the community, and this is starting to really feel like home, and we love it here.
Yeah. We want to also be sensitive to and follow proper protocol. We understand there is a new member to the athletic department at the University of Memphis, and the new athletic director there.
Very excited that, with Tom Bowen, and he's had an opportunity now to meet with all the coaches individually and get kind of the insight into our programs, and he will impact us as a coaching body, which will in turn impact our athletes even in a bigger way. So
awesome.
Very excited with what Tom's got planned for our entire athletic department.
That is awesome. You know, the one thing that my wife says often is what is in the leader shows up in the people. So it sounds like that impression has already been made, and I can tell that you really mean that. So that's awesome. Let's talk about the athletic over at Lemoyne-Owen.
We're excited about the upcoming school year. We have a great support system from the president on down to the administration to our athletic director. Have been very instrumental in bringing the good staff together, and we're just looking forward to another good school year. And Lemoyne-Owen College is a great school. I've been very fortunate to meet some great people at Lemoyne-Owen College, and then also inside of the community as well. So everybody's been very, very receptive, and we're just so blessed to be a part of such a great community over in the Lemoyne-Owen College area.
Wow, awesome. Yeah, I will say I'm looking forward to meeting the new athletic director at the U of M, and I have had the pleasure of working with and getting an opportunity to meet your athletic director, Coach William Anderson, and he's an incredible young man. So looking forward to some great things there. Let's talk a little bit more about your years as an athlete and as a coach. I understand you played some in high school, you played some in college. Did you coach high school before you came to college, or how did you do that?
I coached 1 year, done my student teaching at Jackson Central Mary High School in Jackson, Tennessee, and I had the luxury of coaching a player by the name of Al Wilson, who played for the Denver Broncos, and coached some other good athletes in that area as well. So I just only coached high school maybe 1 year up in the Jackson, Tennessee area.
Okay, that's awesome. I'd like to ask you something, Coach Rock. As a baseball player, we typically think in terms of the athlete just as an athlete, just that. I know that I've done some work with a gentleman, and he always referred to his athletes as student athletes. If you would just tell us about some of those skills that are used as an athlete that you could really transfer to life. Coach Rock.
Well, you know, the big thing with combining athletics and academics, I guess, you know, everybody has a foundation or a center that impacts that part of the equation. Now, I've taken it a step further. Some of the coaches that I've worked under, and I know Stanley mentioned one of my mentors is Brian Shoup, who is the head coach at UAB now, and another mentor I had was Ron Polk, and academics were, it's something that they intertwine within the daily coaching philosophy. When we get our athletes in a practice setting, one of the things I don't want to have to ever deal with is eligibility problems. You know, are we going to have the same team next semester that we have this semester? So we try to eliminate a lot of things at the front end in recruiting guys we know are serious about school. But you know, the way to find that out is to talk to people around that athlete that are with him on a daily basis away from the field. We've been very fortunate in Memphis. We just won our 3rd consecutive Conference USA Baseball Academic Award, which is the highest GPA in the whole conference, and it doesn't happen without a lot of people surrounding these kids, you know, and it's learning more about accountability, problem solving, time management, and what we found is on most college campuses around the country now, the athletic department carries a higher GPA than the normal student body. And it's because of the kind of people that make up athletic departments. And I know, Stanley, they have that same thing at Lemoyne, that the athletes are the model for what academics are. And I think the big thing is these young people learning how to balance and budget and manage their time.
Wow. Well, the one thing that I notice about the message that you've shared, and before the show even, Coach Rock, is you talk about your student athletes with just so much concern and love and respect, and that's awesome. I think that's a critical piece. Coach Stubbs, what's one of the skills that you would think that you've seen or that you've displayed even as an athlete that you think has been most helpful for you in your career?
I think just having developing a relationship with your academic coordinators, your advisors, and just working closely with them and kind of just picking their brains on what it took for them to be successful and where they are, and also the other mentors that I've come in contact with over the years, and just kind of just learn from them and just try to implement whatever I'm trying to do with our program, within our program.
Okay. So. This is kind of a zinger question. You know, when you are in corporate America, let's say you're in the sales department, you're a hotshot salesperson, and the first thing that happens is you're given a promotion and you are a sales manager. And as we all know, yeah, you can sell, but who says that you can manage? Now, as an athlete, Coach Rock, as an athlete, what was one of the toughest things for you to find yourself doing, transferring from actually being an athlete to coaching the sport?
Well, you know, the opportunity to move to the other side of the fence, and that the initial transition is very difficult. As an athlete, you're pretty focused on where you are, who you are, and how you're trying to improve individually. You never really, as a college athlete, look to the left and the right and see the dynamics of what your team is. And if, you know, obviously, if we get enough guys focused on understanding who they are, understanding the direction where we want to get to, the team dynamics take care of themselves. Now, immediately when you flip to the coaching side, number one priority has got to be formulating dynamics of team. How can we fit everybody's individual talents and what they offer to a locker room or to a field into something that can go out and execute a game plan. And that's the hardest transition. As a graduate assistant, you know, you're worried about teaching skills, teaching hitting, teaching pitching. Then as the longer that I coach, and now that I'm a head coach, 90% of my time is built on focusing on team dynamic. So that's the big transition. And as a player, I never thought about that. I never thought about, I'm working hard to get where I want to. Stanley's working hard. We're on the same team. I really don't get involved in what he's doing too much. Now, as a head coach, I'm trying to get these athletes involved with each other.
Right. Now, this is for you, Coach Stubb, and hopefully I won't embarrass you by saying this, but my rule of thumb in corporate America was always to praise in public. So as we talk about teams and as we talk about transitioning from being an athlete to being a coach, and then quite honestly, rising to that level of leader, I will say that my wife and I were at an event and we saw your players, and we recognize that you have a nickname, a pet name for each one of them, and the one thing that was most impressive that really stood out is each and every one of your young men wore a shirt and tie, and they didn't seem to mind it. So as a leader, how in the heck did you do that?
I just try to instill discipline in my players because, you know, I was always taught that first impression is the last impression. And you want people to remember you by the good things that you do and the good works that you do. And I've always, the way I was brought up is that you always got to have a good appearance.
Absolutely. And
so that always stuck with me from junior high to high school to college ball to coaching college baseball.